It's absolutely insane, the money that goes around baseball. Let's get into it. On Tuesday afternoon, John Heyman reported about 3 in the
Hooray!
afternoon.
Your Yankees signed Arson Judge.
They got Judge. Now they got to figure out how to field the team around him. But anyways, they didn't have a great team to begin with last year. But we'll get into that in a second. John Heyman reported on Tuesday afternoon around 3 o'clock, I think it was, that Aaron Judge, actually said Arson Judge, is going to. He signed with the. It's a done deal. He's going to the San Francisco Giants. It's in, out, done deal. Signed, sealed, delivered. There's no getting back. And about 3 minutes later, he rebuked his comments and said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then a couple of days later, he said Coke Hamels wants to get back in the game instead of Cole Hamels. Dave and John Hamm, if you don't know, he's a New York Times reporter, well respected in the baseball
Post,
world.
New York Post.
Sorry, he's a well respected in the New York world, the sports world, the baseball world. He normally does really good work. Dave, is this just a sense of trying to break a story too hard, or is it premature ejaculation, or is it that did he just trust the wrong sources? What do you think happened to old Johnny Heyman there?
Well, it's just one of those things. I don't know how old he is. I recognize the name. I don't know how long he's been doing his job reporting on baseball. Is it so important to these sports reporters to be first? Like, is it so
That
important
I
to be
don't
first?
understand.
I don't respond because someone's gonna break it,
And
and
then
then
it's on
five
Twitter right now, anyways.
and then 5 minutes later, then so Brent breaks the story, Aaron Judge, and then so I retweet your story five
What if
minutes
I'm
after
what
you
if
do it.
what if I'm the one who was right? Like down at 1420 World Headquarters, what if I sat down here all day just tweeting random fucking signings, and I you throw enough shit in the wall, something's bound to stick, and
Well,
I get one right just out of nowhere. Do I make any money on that? Probably not.
well, and that's the thing. Like his employers, he doesn't work for Twitter. He works for the New York Post. And then so does he have repercussions?
Yeah, the post
Like
isn't going out till tomorrow. Like, does he get like? Is it clicks? Is it clicks per thousand? Who I don't know. Like it.
I don't know either because I don't know who owns his Twitter account, whether it's his employer or is it him. And then at the end of the day now, so this news breaks say at 11 a.m. on December 8th. When I get home from work and I go through all my stuff, my Twitter stuff and my feeds and breaking news and all this stuff, that's when I read it. And it might not be from John Heyman. It might be from Passon, who I follow, right? As per
What do you?
as per John Heyman,
It's funny
Aaron
you said
Judge.
that because when I got done with Aaron and Dave on the show, and I went upstairs and had a couple of drinks with Deanne before we hit the sack on Tuesday night, and Deanne with me we were talking. She goes, "Yeah, I heard." I said, "No, he didn't sign," because she read all the stuff, and she goes, "No, I didn't have a good feeling that Judge is coming back. I really didn't. I've heard the story how it all happened after the fact, but it's funny that you said like." Who cares where you hear it? You know who told? You know where I found out? And this, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I got up about 6 in the morning, and I had a tweet like in the direct message from Jim at Fan in the Van, and that was the first thing that I saw. He gave me a note that because he gets up early because he's in the East Coast, obviously. He's the one who broke the news to me that fucking Judge had re-signed in New York. And I'm not making that up or trying to
And so
boost
you can
anything.
retweet that as for Jim Plotner at
As per
Fan in the
Jim
Vet.
Plodner, Fan of the Van, he's the one who broke the news
Produced
to
to Brett
Brent
Redlinsky.
Redlinsky in fucking 1420 World Headquarters. Like, and that's what it is. Like, he's the one that I heard it from because the signing happened at 11 or 12 o'clock on the Pacific Coast in San Diego, and when they agreed to it.
Yeah.
And then Jim gets up before I did, and that's the first thing that I read because it was at the top of my feed on my phone in the morning at 6 in the morning, wherever it was. So
So
Jim
he beat
Plotner,
you. So he beat us to the punch again.
he
That
beat Jim always
motherfucker.
beats us to the punch. The old Fan of the
Fucker.
Van beats the punch every time. So
He
it
must
was
have good like high speed internet in that van.
no, yeah, it was quite funny. That's who told me, and that's why like when these guys get these things wrong, what's
What
the
are the
point?
repercussions? Yeah. Like why not break shitty news all the time?
And then just hope.
and then just hope. Oh yeah, I was first. And then we go into, I don't know, that this should be another episode because I read that article is a bit of a scathing expose or whatever, how Adam Schefter goes about his business. I don't know if it's the NFL Network or ESPN. Paying him $8 million a year to be the NFL insider. But that
I think
fucker,
he's an ESPN guy.
ESPN, but he spends $1 million a year giving gifts and hand jobs, not literal hand jobs.
You gotta watch the word that we got trouble with that
Yeah,
one last week.
the proverbial hand jobs. Like
Yeah.
he's buying tickets and chocolates and everything. He spends half his fucking day filling out spreadsheets and who needs what where, just so he's the first one. And then now he carries water for agents in the NFL. Like he's not a
Yeah.
journalist, he's a mouthpiece. And he's getting paid handsomely for it. And like I'm not gonna begrudge him that. But it kind of leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. He's not
Yeah.
a reporter anymore. He's a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I've never understood it like this. Like, if you break the news, what if I'm not reading Twitter and I go home after work, or what if I don't have Twitter and I just watch the fucking news? Or what if like, let's for sake conversation, if like my father was still alive, where he would read the paper the next day, you know,
Yeah.
all right, because he was 83 years old when he passed. He wasn't never online. He was never on he never didn't have a smartphone. So if
If
he
it,
read it the next day, it's no more news than it was before. It must be
the
it must be a clicks per thousand. Somebody's paying you something. It has to be.
Yeah, the evening news in the morning paper, right?
Yeah.
That's how it was back in the day. And when
Or
you
heaven
didn't have,
forbid, a conversation between two human beings.
well, did you hear what I hear? Well, who did you hear that? But then now we're
I
talking
heard it
about
from
who
John
made it.
Heyman. So
Well, yeah. Well, that fucker can't even spell Aaron. Like, and it's kind of funny that he got auto corrected on Arson Judge because
just
that's clearly what that was.
it
Arson
went
Judge.
so
So
wrong. Like,
yeah,
everything went just so wrong for old Judge Johnny Heyman there. Yeah, but if you ever get news from Jim at the Jim Plotner, fan of the van, that is breaking news, and that's the stuff you want to hear. I look like the way we discussed this tonight, David. It breaks it down perfectly. Like, who gives a fuck where you get your news from?
yeah. Like you remember where you heard it, but that's it, right? Big fucking deal because now we're still 9 months away from opening day. Well, not nine, but you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
5 months.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're 5 months away from opening day. Like, if I would have found this out on January 5th, it doesn't mean one goddamn because they still haven't reported for spring training yet.
yeah. Like, he actually hasn't even passed the physical yet, and the whole bit. Like, there's still a lot that could go wrong. Like, he's on his honeymoon. Like, because he ended up stopping in San Diego to talk to the Padres because they offered him 400 million, 10 years, 40 a year. The Yankees heard about it because he was on his way to Hawaii on his honey for anniversary vacation, and that's why he stopped in San Diego, and that's where it all kind of came down. So it's he could go fucking jet skiing in Hawaii this week and get hurt, and the contract's null and void. They'll find a way, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like,
Right. No, I know exactly what you mean. And we won't even get to the specifics how bad that's. Well, you know what? 10 years from now, who knows what salaries are going to be. But 30 plus million for a
nothing.
39-year-old 6'7" giant that's a little bit slower. Thank you for your service.
Well, 5 years from now, I think it's good. It's a good deal for 5 years. If they can maybe win a World Series, it's generational thing, and it's good for the franchise and everything else. And that $360 million will go away quick, right? Like, it.
Yeah, he'll generate revenue for the Yankees as
Yeah.
well with whatever. Like they're gonna sell 63 jerseys, Aaron Judge jerseys all over the place, and they'll have
99.
all kind of. But how many home runs didn't he hit? 63.
He ended up with 62, just 62, I think. Did he
Oh,
get
okay.
no, just 62? Yeah,
Okay, but like 62 shot glasses and
yeah.
62 baseballs.
Just this year alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They're gonna generate a lot of money off of that.
They'll
But you
be
know
fine.
what? Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the pocketbooks of Cashman, but
I I
he has a lot of work to do because there's a
uh,
lot of salary on the books.
there's a lot of
As
holes in that franchise. One thing I'm going to do this week, if I find some time on the weekend, maybe on Sunday, I am going to find out who owns the San Diego Padres and where they're getting all their fucking money from to make these gigantic offers. That is my goal for Monday night show, to find out. It's Dave. You know what it has to be? It has to be the sale of those beautiful gray jerseys with the brown pinstripes. It has to be.
can't there's no way. There's no way. Because the why isn't Pittsburgh spending money? Why isn't Kansas City
Yeah.
like more historic franchises with an actual World Series pedigree? And San Diego is sitting on this fucking mountain of cash. Where's the Angels mountain of cash?
Yeah.
At least Seattle's actually getting off their wallets and doing a little something too, because they have a window here and they realize it. But the Padres, fuck, maybe they sense the Dodgers are going to be shitty, but
Maybe.
I don't see that either.
No, I don't either. They'll find a way to spend some money. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar podcast, for beer with sports talk and a whole lot more. This segment brought to you by Collectible Exchange and collectibleexchange.com. For all your sports memorabilia and collectibles, go to collectibleexchange.com and use promo code 1420CX and get 10% off your first purchase today or tomorrow. Great Christmas presents. Buy something collectible for the sports fan in your life, or spend some money on yourself this holiday season at collectibleexchange.com.
Christmas present for you. I love buying a present for me every now and then.
Every year, I think I spend more on myself than I do anybody else.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
You find the budget. Yeah, well, I want this.
Exactly. Gift card. Ooh, fuck. This would be nice.
This one's nice. All right. Buy yourself something pretty every holiday season. Collectible Exchange, promo code 1420CX for 10% off.